The Vordaxian armada hung in the void like a constellation of death, 300 warships arranged in perfect geometric formation. For 6 cycles, they had been the undisputed masters of this sector, crushing resistance with methodical efficiency. Admiral Krell's axe stood aboard the flagship Eternal Dominance, his 4 eyes scanning the holographic display with satisfaction. The conquest of the Terran colonies would be complete within days. Then the sensors screamed, "Contact!" The tactical officer shrieked, his voice cracking with something Krell's axe had never heard from his crew before: fear. Unknown vessel, bearing to 7 Mark IV. The Admiral's mandibles clicked in annoyance. Identification. The officer's claws trembled over his console. The signature. Admiral. It's human. A ripple of unease passed through the bridge. Krell's axe felt his spine stiffen. Humans. The galaxy's newest spacefaring species. Barely 2 centuries off their homeworld. The species every civilized race had dismissed as primitives playing with stolen technology. Impossible, Krell's axe hissed. Our intelligence confirmed all human military vessels were destroyed at the Battle of Proxima. What we face now are scattered colonists with civilian transports. Sir, the energy signature doesn't match any known human vessel class. It's orders of magnitude beyond anything in our database. On the view screen, a ship materialized from the darkness. It was smaller than Krell's axe had expected, barely 300 meters, dwarfed by his own flagship's kilometer-length hull. But something about it made his blood run cold. The vessel was angular, brutal in its simplicity, its hull the color of gun metal and scored with what looked like battle damage from 1,000 conflicts. No running lights, no identification markers, just cold, patient silence. Hail them, Krell's axe ordered. Static filled the channel for a moment, then cleared. 2 humans appeared on the screen. The woman stood at the helm, her dark hair pulled back severely, her brown eyes carrying the weight of someone who'd seen civilizations fall. Nancy Chen, according to the metadata. That scrolled across Krell's axe's display, though. That information felt inadequate to describe the predator staring back at him. Beside her stood a man with ash-blonde hair and a scar, bisecting his left eyebrow. Parker Morrison. His hands rested casually on a console, but his posture screamed combat readiness. Vordaxian fleet. Nancy's voice was ice and iron. You are in violation of 73 interstellar treaties and have committed acts of genocide against 9 protected species. Power down your weapons and prepare to be boarded. Krell's axe felt his throat sacs inflate with indignation. You dare. To humans on a single vessel against an armada. Parker smiled, and it was the smile of Earth's apex predators. You're right. Seems unfair. Nancy. Should we call for backup? Negative, Nancy replied, her eyes never leaving Krell's axe. Let's give them a sporting chance. The Admiral's anger overwhelmed his caution. All ships, target that vessel. Fire at will. 300 warships opened fire simultaneously. The void lit up with enough destructive energy to crack a moon. Plasma bolts, kinetic missiles, particle beams, everything the Vordaxian war machine could unleash converged on the human ship. The human vessel didn't dodge. It didn't need to. A shimmering field materialized around the ship, and the Armada's firepower simply stopped, hung in space. Then, with casual precision, the energy redirected back toward its sources. 17 Vordaxian warships exploded in the opening salvo, destroyed by their own weapons. What in the void? Krell's axe stumbled backward. You really should have done your homework, Admiral, Parker said, his fingers dancing across his console. Humanity lost at Proxima. Lost badly. And you know what humans do when they lose? The human ship moved. It didn't accelerate, it simply existed in one location and then another. Defying every law of physics, Krell's axe understood. Its weapons ports opened. We learn. Nancy finished Parker's sentence. What followed wasn't a battle. It was an education in terror. The human ship carved through the Vordaxian formation like a scalpel through flesh. Its weapon, some kind of gravity manipulation technology, didn't just destroy ships. They crumpled them like paper, folding destroyer-class vessels into dimensions that shouldn't exist. When the Vordaxians tried to flee, the human ship deployed what Parker called spatial anchors, pinning ships in place while Nancy's targeting systems picked them apart with surgical precision, requesting reinforcements. Krell's axe screamed into the calm. All nearby fleets, converge on. Your communications are being jammed. Nancy interrupted. No one's coming to help you, Admiral. Because here's what you didn't understand about humans. We're persistence hunters. We don't give up, we don't forgive, and we never, ever forget. Parker pulled up a holographic display showing dozens of other human ships, each as advanced as their own, appearing across Vordaxian space. While you were busy congratulating yourselves on Proxima, we've spent 2 years reverse engineering every piece of alien tech we could salvage. Turns out, when you push humanity to the brink of extinction, we get creative. One by one, the Vordaxian ships fell. Krell's axe watched in horror as 3 centuries of military superiority evaporated in minutes. His flagship shuddered as gravity wells collapsed around it, systems failing in cascading sequence. Nancy's face filled his screen one final time. Your species has a choice, Admiral. Surrender. Face justice for your war crimes. Or we can show you what humanity learned from species like yours, how to wage wars of extinction. Krell's axe looked at his devastated fleet, 80% destroyed in less than an hour. He thought of his homeworld, his clutch mates, everything he fought to protect, and he realized the terrible truth. Humanity hadn't been defeated at Proxima. They'd been awakened. We surrender, he whispered. Parker nodded. Smart choice. See, Admiral, humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology or our weapons. It's that we remember who helped us when we were down, and we remember who kicked us when we were there. His expression hardened. And we always settle our debts. As Vordaxian crews began emergency evacuations, Nancy allowed herself the smallest smile. Throughout the galaxy, similar scenes were playing out. The Council of Civilized Species that had abandoned Earth would learn the same lesson the Vordaxians just had. Humanity had arrived on the galactic stage as victims, but they would leave as legends, the species that turned extinction into evolution, defeat into dominance, and victimhood into vengeance. The signal that had sparked chaos across the Armada was simple. Humans were no longer prey. They were the hunters now.